Okay, chapter 4. Chapter 4, okay. I don't remember how many this has.
You can look it up. Ike, I've got something to tell you. Listen to this.
Settle down, miss. It's too early for you to be yelling like that. Now what's going on?
Soren's back. He just
Soren?
arrived.
Really? That's odd. He wasn't supposed to return for a while yet.
I know. I wonder what he's doing back so soon.
There's probably nothing to worry about. I'll go talk to him. Where is my boyfriend? I mean, Soren. What? Who said that?
I do recall there was one point, like, I decided to dress as Sooth instead, but I was thinking of doing Soren, and I was warned, like, straight up by somebody. It was
You'd
like,
have to
hey,
put a swastika on your forehead.
it's not a swastika.
In the original, it's a swastika.
That's pretty bad.
I looked up what it is, and it was a swastika in the original. Because in, like, Japan and China...
It doesn't mean the
yeah,
same
it's like
thing. I
peace
think
and
we've
prosperity or
actually had a
something.
discussion on this. But yeah,
Guns with
no.
the nose.
I was warned that if I did that, to never let fangirls get myself and an Ike cosplayer in the same room.
You're not leaving here. You're our OT... What is it? OTS? OT...
I don't know what that means.
One true ship or something?
Sure.
It might be OTP. One true...
Pairing?
I was going to say partnership, but okay.
Okay, well...
Pairing is probably better than partner.
What's going on around here? Oh my gosh, a swastika. Wow, you
I'm pretty
killed
sure that's what it is in the
You
original.
killed... Oh, we're looking this up at some point.
Bad news, something's big. I'm not gonna read. Soren, Ike, boyfriend. So are Soren and Ike like the canonical pairing?
I kind of want to say that, yeah, probably.
Even though Priam?
Do 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 do.
Okay, here's some things about that. One, this is a different world. Yes, some unbelievable news. It's a different world, right?
They've gone to war.
So technically, there shouldn't be a descendant of Ike. Ike is probably just a legend in that world, right? And it's kind of like, yes, I was the son of Zeus. Like, I think there's one. I think with, like, Greek legends, like with some of their demigods and everything, it was people who just excelled or something like that.
And
then
then
they
we're
just
given
kind
a
of...
blessing.
And then they were just like, oh, well, he's descended from Zeus. Like, that could have been Hercules, or maybe Hercules. I don't know. I don't want to say this because it's been a while since I've, like, looked into this. But still, it could have just been like, here's this legend of a guy named Ike, and they're like, oh, well, you're big and strong like Ike. Why don't we say that you're, like, the descendant of Ike? And, you know, they're just claiming... They're claiming descendants from somebody who was just a legend, who doesn't actually exist, right? It could have been that. The other thing is, I'm not going to say to who, but you know how said...
Awakening and the other ones are in the same timeline. It's fate that splits off, I'm pretty sure.
Not as... This is a different continent in a different world than Awakening.
Oh, I thought you meant, like, different, like,
That's
universe.
why they can be the just, you know... That's why they can be descended from, whatchamacallit, from Marth, but not from, like, Ike. Damon laid the capital to... Yeah, Dane laid the capital to waste, da-da-da-da. You can keep it going.
You yell at me when I keep it going.
You just need it up there long enough for people to read.
You can do it.
No.
Your
That's
pocket's
Ashnard.
ripped.
But, you know, the other thing is he could be related to Ike without actually being directly descended from him.
Master's Cat.
Yes, I'm not going to say
I don't
who.
know who Missed pairs with.
Oh, I do. I got it by complete accident.
Do I want to try pairing them off or no?
That's up to you.
I forget who that guy is. That's one of the Creaman royalty? Is that the king?
I think they said he was the king's brother.
Oh, he's the one that fled with Alencia.
Okay, sure. But either way, like, when I first... Like, Radiant Dawn was the first game that I ever paired people with, and I did it by complete accident. I just got to the end of the game, and they're like, and this person got married, and this person got married, and this person got married.
Can
And I was
Titania?
like, dude. No, I don't think so anyway.
I think she liked the commander.
There was just
That's right
certain
beside her
points
right
where, like, I just was like, I think these two would work well together, and apparently, like, the creators agreed with me, because then it was just at the end, they're just like, you got married. There was one pairing that I got married that I'm like, oh, I didn't think that they went well together
Who?
that way.
Who?
I don't want to tell you. Unless you want to, like, actually try and plan this ahead. The only one I'm going to say is you have to pair Soren and Ike.
And I'm gonna try to pair Mia with Rise again, because I was pairing them off and they seem to be pretty good there. What?
Keep it going. Keep it going.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3,
We'd have a
4.
sit and
1,
watch.
2, 3, 4. 1, 2,
Yes.
3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2,
Sam?
3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
Fine,
4.
I'll
1,
do the
2.
damn thing.
You might knock my Wii over.
Well, then maybe you should figure out how long it takes people to read these, and do it then.
I'm a fast reader.
I do kind of like how Soren is kind of a dick. He's just like, well, it doesn't help us, let him die. And Titania's like, this is very important to me. And it's like, dude, read the room, Soren.
Forums. Why does Soren have a swastika?
No!
Oh, it's in the opposite direction of a swastika. It represents a rising sun.
It's
But
like
yes,
a
it's a
module or
swastika.
something. Like, no people, like, actually look at swastikas and say, which way are the little wings facing?
Nixter 1026 replied to this with, "Yes, I know." On the other hand, today a classmate of mine asked what a swastika is. She's 14. And then a bunch of people a bunch of other people who are like, I'm 17. What's a swastika? And it's like,
Well, you do kind of have to wonder if... Does everybody know that it's called a swastika, or do you think they know more that it's the Nazi symbol?
oh no.
Yeah, the fact that Japan, like, I don't know. I risk probably offending people by saying this. It just weirds me out that Japan is, like, holding on to it, and, like, you know.
I don't know. I guess it's like if they used a symbol from,
Like,
if someone used a symbol of America was like for their terrorist group or something.
it's not the same.
What do you mean? Oh, because they were kind of with them?
yes, that is, like, the whole thing. If this was, like, a symbol from India, and the Indians were, like, continuing to use it, they didn't fight, you know, on the side of the frickin' Nazis in World War II.
Keep it going.
It's kind of one of those...
Keep
things.
it going.
Do you know who, like, the most anti-Nazi country in the world probably is at this point?
Germany?
Yes! Because they realized that that was a bad thing that they did,
So
and they do not want to be
They got
reminded
quite a lot
it.
of repercussions on that one.
And it seems like it should be the same thing with Japan, where it's like, hey, that stuff we did in World War II wasn't good. We backed the wrong horse. They were bad people. Like, Japan used to be brutal against their enemies.
And now they just make video games.
There was... I think I read it in a book. Like, a fictitious book. But, like, one of the people, like, I think the villain was Japanese.
I don't mean to alarm you, but if we keep going at this pace, we're already at 10 minutes.
This is a long-ass cutscene, okay? Time you want to give us a prostate. Don't be ridiculous.
I don't mean to alarm you. But I know this cutscene goes on for a while longer. We're already at the 10-minute mark, unless some of these episodes are going to be 40 minutes. What are we going to do when we get to chapter 17? Because that one took me over an hour to do.
You know what? We can either split it up, or just be like, hey, if people are watching Fire Emblem Let's Plays, they should know what they're looking in, you know, what they're getting into. There are corpses strewn everywhere. That's pretty.
Oh, hey, it's Ike and Ike's boyfriend.
Point is, they have not been all that threatening since World War II.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that's what an atom bomb does to you.
They learned their lesson. It was
Like,
no.
one of the, like, really
Okay.
depressing things that I read, right, was one of the places that was bombed in World War II. It was Hiroshima and Nagasaki, right?
Yes, I've heard of those.
I believe Nagasaki had, like, the biggest Christian presence in Japan.
Hmm.
And in this thing that I was reading, like, they had faith that they would be the one place not bombed because they considered, like, you know, Christian nation, like, America was a big Christian nation back then, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they considered that that would be, like, the one place that would not get bombed because they, like, considered us, like, allies, almost, right? Like, I'm not sure how they felt about the whole backing Germany and everything,
Well, then why did they go and do Pearl Harbor?
but, you know, it wasn't probably the people of Nagasaki. The point is,
Oh, I thought
they
you meant
had...
Japan as
They
a
had
whole.
faith in us, Nagasaki, and that was the one place we bombed, and I'm told the reason why we were able to bomb it was we were going to bomb another place, right? A big military place, but there were too many clouds in the way, so we couldn't get, like, a good visual on it. Nagasaki had, like, a huge cathedral. We used that to, you know, bomb them. Like, to focus in on them and bomb that, and that just depresses me. Because, I mean, you know, like, I don't know. I don't want to get, like, overly political and say whether we should or should not have bombed people. But if we had to bomb them, I would have at least preferred it not be, like, the one part of Japan that considered us frickin' allies, you know? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we're already at, like, 10 million billion minutes, and there you are being like, here's a hand axe.
On my phone, someone took 14 years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, any feedback on how we're doing with advancing the text would be great.
If he's being too slow.
Well, on some of them, but I don't know. The point is, something. I don't even remember what we were talking about. Like, what were we talking about before we got to Japan? That's right. It was because Soren still had.
Swastika.
Yeah.
A backwards swastika. I don't.
But
I don't
yeah,
know if it's
no,
different
it
though.
just, I don't know. If somebody other than, you know, an access power was telling us to get over the whole swastika thing, I would give it some, you know, like, credence, but credence? I don't know. I'd probably go along with it, but since it's somebody who kind of sort of backed Germany in World War II, you know, it just seems a little, you know, probably not the person to tell us how to feel about the swastika, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm gonna
So,
have to go
yeah.
through this chapter real quick because you took forever with the dialogue.
Yeah, hopefully that doesn't alienate anybody, but I don't know.
I'm just gonna try to set up a defensive formation in this back corner because I have a lot of squishies right now.
Squishies? What is that terminology?
It means they can't take any hits.
Yeah.
Okay, Soren can probably take out. Actually, no, Soren sucks when you get him on the ground.
You do have to, like, spoon feed him some stuff, yeah.
He does like 2 damage. He doesn't even double.
So despite doing all of the story bits, I wasn't actually, like, paying too close attention. I was just trying to scroll at a good pace.
So
These are Dane enemies, right?
yeah, this is where Alencia and her uncle, who was escorting her, and his platoon, they're the 5th platoon, the ones that were escorting her. This is where they were just at. This was the path they were on, and I forget why Ike's men are here.
Well,
But-
Titania wanted to help them, so I'm guessing that
Well,
she got her wish.
Titania wants to help them. Soren got 3. No, Soren and Shinon don't. Got 3, and everyone else want to help them.
So you were kind of just here staking it out, and they're like,
I think
we're
yeah,
gonna
I
beat
think
you
they were
up
like, "What's
because
going
we're
on?"
big old meanies. He's in a bush.
Oh, he is.
He's in a bush. And
He's doubling. He's doubling.
we all know what that means.
It means he has better avoid.
Yes. So you're gonna make a defensive perimeter against, around him then? Like titanium.
Oh my gosh! Why am I unlucky? Ah.
Why didn't you just let Gatry, that guy do everything?
Because
Die. Die. What you gonna do now? You're not gonna block Soren?
blocked. What are you talking about? Unless
go-
they go around the bush.
Oh,
around
they
the
can't.
bush.
I was thinking that was a bush
No.
that you could actually park yourself in.
Soren!
What are their move stats? 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You can kill that guy with Ike. I wouldn't worry about it.
Ike's... He did his thing already.
He's grayed out. Oh my.
Soren, just avoid. Your avoid's really high, and
Just
you're
don't
in
get
a-
hit, Soren. Just
Oh, I
don't
forgot
get
they're
hit.
all babies. Yes, they're gonna run away. They're not even gonna attack him. Soren? Buddy, old pal.
Hey there! One guy runs up to Soren and it's like, I flinch for a second and then he's just like, excuse me?
I'm gonna
I'd
go for
like to
Ike.
shoot, I'd like to shoot around you, please? Shoot around you, please? Ike is gonna want to heal, though.
This isn't going well.
Is it going well because you're getting hasty because you think I took too long on the cutscenes, or is it not going well because this is actually difficult?
It's not difficult. I think it's because I was being a little too hasty. I'm not thinking out my moves at all. I'm trying to keep moving at all times.
It's Fire Emblem. I think people know what to expect of Fire Emblem. They expect this. They expect chess, but with people's lives.
As long as Ike can stay. Let's see. 4. Wait.
I'd say just do it.
10 plus.
Just to make a move.
5, speed 5. There's no way he can double. Is he the only one who'd be able to hit me? Okay, yeah, he's Rise perfectly.
Get Raz.
Right, he should do roughly 10 damage to him.
Dark Knight Raz is perfectly fine.
He should do roughly 10 damage, but he won't be able to double. So I think Rise is safe.
He's doing pot in the bush.
9, that's fine. He's roughly 10. The math isn't that complicated. Candy, once you get into some of the stats.
How does this one do it? Is it the double roll system?
What for? I don't know what it does for its.
I shouldn't
Right.
ask that because then I'll have to explain what the hell the double roll system is, and it is.
It's not that complicated.
It's not.
I was just talking about like how the damage works on this, like how they calculate it. It's normally really simple.
Simple. I don't even need to look at the stats. I can just, well, not the stats. I don't need to look at the probability. I just know. Because I...
You do. It has really easy math.
So you're actually gonna use your crutch characters, or are you gonna go back to trying to actually level people? Also, do you know how many chapters this is? Because you, like, told me earlier, you were like, hey, give me the second game. I'm like,
I
are you
think
done?
I'm almost done, because I'm at, like, roughly 20. And it only ends, like, between 20 and 30, normally in the earlier 20s.
Oh, wow. You see that? It bounced right off his muscles.
Soren was
He's
impressed.
a muscly man. Oh, they're getting tired of waiting.
I think it's just because he was in their range.
Yeah, I guess. It's just always weird how they just stand around.
I hate how they can do that. If the enemies wait, they just receive vulneraries for some reason. It's a little annoying.
Oh, you didn't see the delivery man go by? My mama sent me a vulnerary. She's like, do not die as faceless villain number 33. Dang it, the racist man.
I'm trying to get Soren killed.
Do you think people like Shinon? Or do you think everyone's like, he's a racist douchebag? Because I mean, sometimes it's kind of surprising the people you like. Like, we both hate Takumi. He's a racist.
I
He's a
mean,
butthole.
I don't totally hate him after playing through all of the games and getting a bunch of his supports.
It's because he's very pretty, right?
Art.
I'm just like, wow.
Oh my gosh, Soren!
That Takuma's a good-looking guy. I would make out with him.
I may have to waste some of my earlier bonus experience on Soren and making him not suck.
He's not bad once you spend 15 hours putting experience into him, waiting for the payoff and the payoff. Eventually it happens, but by that point your soul's already dead and you just don't want to be here anymore. But yeah, it pays off.
In your further games, who are you actually using? Let me ask you that.
In the one I'm further in,
Yes.
obviously Ike, I have Oscar as a paladin, I have Boyd as a warrior, I still have Rise, I have, I am using, Tanky Boy here.
Gatry?
Yeah.
Gatry? Gucci?
I have Mia,
Gucci?
I have Leaf, I think her name is.
Yeah.
I have Nephany.
Are you using any magic people?
Yes, I'm using Soren.
Oh, so it is worth using him.
He's not great. He doesn't ever kill people. He does very minimal damage.
Maybe he's just too nice a guy. You ever think of that? He's just like, I can kill you, but then you'd be dead. So I'm not gonna. People die when they are killed.
My favorite anime.
I do not remember what it's... Actually, I don't know if I ever knew what it was from.
My Hero Academia.
No, it isn't.
Joke.
Which seems to be everybody's favorite anime.
If it's not your favorite anime, you're doing
May not have some fun with it. It's not bad.
I'm going really slow turn-wise, but I'm going pretty quickly move-wise.
If you pre-order My Hero Academia game, you get a sweet poster and can play as Endeavor.
Yes. I did see that.
I'm just wondering, is, like, the Endeavor thing, does that mean that he's unlocked sooner? Does that mean that he's gonna be paid DLC later down the line? Or does that mean that literally the only people who will ever be able to play is frickin' Endeavor?
No, he's gonna crit. Why'd I even do that? This
What
is
does it
my
mean,
luck.
Sam?
This is
Also,
my luck.
do you want to play as Endeavor?
This is my luck. I don't like him.
Yeah, neither do I. That's why I'm asking. They're like, play as Endeavor, and I'm like, oh,
But why?
he's an asshole.
Why exactly do I want that?
It's like if you were playing this game and it's like, play as Ashnard, and it's like, no! I don't want to play as Ashnard. He's a butthole.
But titanium won't kill this guy, watch.
Ha-ha!
Did you take off her weapons?
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty smart. I've done that before.
That's
I'm
a really
pretty
smart thing you can do. I do it all the time, personally.
I stopped doing it because it was too much of a pain in the ass, because, I mean, I think you did it, you just did it via unequipped your weapons, but, like, other times I would be like, okay, give me all your weapons. Good,
Why would
thank
you
you.
not just unequip?
I either didn't know you could do it, or some of the games you can't do it, but yeah, no.
That's actually really good growth, Soren. Oh my god! I'm proud of you.
I appreciate you. I really laugh.
Nope, because you're a disappointment.
Stop killing people in the murder game. Jeez. Although I understand it.
It's like, it's only a 20% chance to crit. Just stop. In my other playthrough, he would never crit.
It's kind of a butthole. Back to the Endeavor thing, though. It would bother me if I got the game and I'd never be able to get that character, because it would feel like I was playing, like... If they take something out of the game, even if it's something you never wanted to use in your entire life, but if you knew it was taken out, wouldn't you feel like you got the lesser experience because you don't have the possibility to have it?
Wow, this boss is gonna be...
Like, when they did Fire Emblem Fates, and they took out, like, the face touching or whatever...
I really wanted to touch some faces.
Like, it bothered me, because it was one of those, I didn't want to use the feature, right? But there's a part of me that's like, well, what if somewhere down the line, I am just like, oh, she's a cutie, let me, I'm touching his face right now. Let me touch your face.
Spousal abuse! She seems creepy.
Yeah, it is. But knowing that there is a feature that's in the game but you can never use, it bothers me.
I'm not happy about that one.
It just it just feels like I have the lesser experience. That's my whole problem here, right? So I don't know. Are you sure you want to do that? Because that's going to put him in range of the boss.
I have the rescue command!
Okay. I'll believe in you. I'll believe in you. So yeah, that's why I would want Endeavor. And that is also why... Sony's an asshole. I forgot about that.
Sony?
Oh yeah.
What did they do this time?
Oh man, do we have enough time to talk about this?
Yeah, I don't think it's too much time to do this because they're just gonna spam more Larrys now.
There is this... You know Senran Kagura, right? We talked about it several times. There's a feature where there's like a dressing room thing and you can also like feel up the characters, which...
Sounds like a great and necessary...
Honestly, I've only ever really used that feature specifically to get trophies, because normally there's like one trophy tie-in for whatever reason, so I'll do it like once and then never again.
Touch the women. Get the trophies.
But Sony Sony demanded that they take it out, right? And they did this less than, like, and here's the part where I think that they're assholes. Actually, there's two parts where I think they're assholes, okay? One, they decided this less than a month before release, right? Where they would have already had, like, I would say they probably have most of the games printed and everything, right? Could you imagine needing to, like, reprint the discs? Just because they decided to tell you last minute? Hey, you can't have that anymore. Right?
You changed on that.
So there's that. That bothers me, okay?
Yeah.
And it also delayed the...
Actually, you can crit.
It also delayed the release, so that kind of bothers me. And here's, like, the part is, they are so contemptuous of their, their audience and their consumers. because somebody put it in there, it's like, hey, this feature was in the other games, why isn't it in this game? And their response was, if it's the same game, why do you keep on buying it? Right? And it's like, no, it's not the same game. It's just that, you know, this was a bonus thing you could do in the other games, right? That's not what they said at all, you stupid asshole. And Sony's always been kind of contemptuous. Have we talked about their PlayStation 3 bullcrap?
Well, it's done.
Have we talked about their PlayStation 3?
You'll regret your decision, though.
Pretty much when the PlayStation 3 came out, I believe it was $500. And some people were like, hey, I don't know if I can afford $500 for a gaming console. And like one of their their CEO like said something, or one of their marketing guys, somebody high up in the country.
In the country?
In the company.
Donald
said
Trump.
something along the lines of, oh, if they're worried about not being able to afford it, they should just get themselves, you know, they should get a second job just so they can buy it. And it's like, whoa!
Oh, I kind of forgot that he steals from dead people.
Oh. He's such an asshole.
Family photo? Not gonna be in this anymore.
Hey, but anyway, we should be able to cut through the forest and, something wrong? No, as I said, this road, recently there was the whole Fortnite thing.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you know about the Fortnite thing, right?
No, just that I realized this cutscene's like a half-hour cutscene, too.
A Wounded Soldier? Let's have a look. Oh, no.
Just several dead children.
It's a whammon. Leave her. We shouldn't get involved in matters. Oh, Lyncia. She's merely fainted. Merely fainted.
Rise, you're buff. You take her.
Rise, you're getting over a fever. You take her. The Fortnite thing, real quick, while you save.
I thought it was Xbox that wouldn't let you play with other platforms.
No, it was PlayStation, and when they asked why, PlayStation's response was, we had the best console, we had the best experience, why would you want to play it on any other one? And it's like, dude, you are assholes. Like, I like PlayStation, I like the console.
Hey, this is the next chapter. We can't do this. I want to stop these and start these, so when the thing's fading up and showing the chapter, that's when the episode's starting. That'd be nice for a change.
They're assholes, and I want to see them fail and their properties go to other consoles. That's what I was getting at. We'll cut it here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. If you thought this was a long episode, then you really need to buckle down for the next one, because episodes aren't getting any shorter. If you do want episodes to be slightly shorter, rather than some of them which will be reaching an hour long, be sure to let us know, and we can maybe divide those episodes in half, or even in quarters.